Dear friends and followers, today's question will be a little aviation history lesson back to the 1930s.
1383, runway 27, clear takeoff. United 1538, number 327,
In 1932, the English designer Theyre Lee-Elliott created this very minimalistic bird, and by the look of it, it seems to fly really fast. So Mr. Elliott decided to name his design Speedbird. It immediately became a design classic and was used as the corporate logo for Imperial Airways in 1932. The logo was initially used for advertising posters and luggage labels, and later it was applied to the nose section of the company's aircrafts, like the short S.30 C-Class flying boat. In 1939, the Boac, British Overseas Airways Corporation, was founded, taking over Imperial Airways and smaller British regional aviation companies, and took over the Speedbird into the new company logo. At the beginning of the Second World War, most of the Boac planes were used for military services and were painted in camouflage colors. But the employees insisted to have the Speedbird logo visible at the front of the fuselage, as you can see in this picture. In the 1950s, after the Second World War had ended, the Boac gave the Speedbird greater prominence and placed the logo onto the tail fin, either in colors navy blue, white background, or vice versa. With introduction of proper air traffic control and every airline needing a call sign to identify the operator and aircraft, the Boac chose the name of the well-known logo, Speedbird. So the call sign Speedbird and a number referring to the flight, route and destination was born. In 1974, the Boac merged with BEA, the British European Airways, and other smaller companies to the worldwide known British Airways. The Speedbird logo remained unaltered but moved back to the nose section of the plane to make space for the Union Jack on the tail fin. The new founded British Airways intended to remove the Speedbird, but former Boac employees pressured BA to keep the little bird on the plane. As in 1984, British Airways prepared for privatization, a new, more modern look was needed. The so-called speed mark at the front of the fuselage was designed and bore a minimal resemblance to the original 1930s design. But the call sign remained the same over the years and celebrates its 66th anniversary this year. And here are a few Speedbird call signs which will go down in history, and a few famous ones which are still out there.
Speedbird Concorde 1, after departing company 747 in front of you, line up and wait 9 right. Speedbird 1, clear takeoff 9 right, wind is 010 degrees, 10 knots.
clear takeoff 9 right, Speedbird Concorde 1.
3, 2, 1, now.
Power starts to bite.
For example, Speedbird Concorde 1. The pilots of the Concorde were requested to mention Concorde in their call sign so that the air traffic controller was immediately aware of what and who he was dealing with. And Speedbird 1 still exists. It is now an Airbus A319 taking off from London City Airport on a daily basis with only a few luxury seats, bringing very wealthy passengers to New York City. And Speedbird 125 Heavy is the call sign of a Boeing 777 going from London to Bahrain, and it just sounds so cool.
Hello, Speedbird 115 Heavy is 11 miles to left.
Speedbird 115 Heavy, Kennedy Tower, following a Airbus 320, wind 21010, runway 22 left, way at the landing.
Go on 22 left, Speedbird 115 Heavy.
I'm a huge fan of historic events which had an impact on the future. Imagine Mr. Lee-Elliott sitting at his desk designing the little Speedbird without knowing that his creation shall become one of the most famous call signs in aviation history. I hope you enjoyed this short little video about the Speedbird. If you know any other interesting call signs, please comment below, and be so kind to share this video on your Facebook with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, and see you soon in upcoming videos. All the best. Farewell, your Captain Joe. Another legendary call sign is Ed Force One. I'm very sure that many of you have heard about it. It's the call sign of the Iron Maiden jumbo jet. Ed is the rock band's mascot, which you can see on every album cover, and the lead singer Bruce Dickinson is also the pilot of this great jet and decided to name the airplane Ed Force One, obviously in resemblance to Air Force One.